this section, we will be covering the basics of navigating and organizing files and folders. To browse documents on a Windows computer, we use something called Windows Explorer. This is a file manager first introduced with Windows 95 that allows you to easily browse your documents. To begin, let's review some of the basic differences between Windows XP and Windows 7. The most notable change is visible upon clicking on the Start bar. The Start bar was redesigned for Vista and updated again in Windows 7. Now, instead of finding links to recent documents or a pop-out window that displays all your programs, everything is contained and easy to find. On the bottom left, we see, as in XP, an All Programs link. Upon mousing over and hovering, or clicking on it, it will open a list that displays all of your programs, alphabetized and located in folders. Going back to the Start menu, we can see some programs that have arrows next to them. These programs have the special ability of being able to display the recent history right here in the Start menu. For instance, if I wanted to view a recent Paint document, all I have to do is hover over the arrow and it would display all of my recent pictures. They are launchable by simply clicking on it. Other programs that allow you to do this are web browsers such as Firefox, Internet Explorer, and Chrome, text editors such as Microsoft Word, and music players such as iTunes or Windows Media Player. Next, we will examine the usage of folders. To access your files, click on Start and then on your username displayed in the top right hand corner of the Start menu. This will open a window containing all of your documents. You can view a more detailed explanation later of my documents, but for now, we will just use it to cover the mechanics of arranging files, locating lost files, and changing how folders are viewed. Double click on it to open it. Inside my documents, I have placed several folders. Let's begin with the basics. To move a folder, you can simply click, drag, and drop it wherever you want. If, instead, you want to make a copy of the folder, hold down the Control button while dragging. As you can see, the symbol next to the folder will change from an arrow to a plus. Now, when you release the folder, it will be duplicated, placing a copy of the folder and all of its contents in the new location, but keeping the original. Another option is to create a link to a folder. This uses less space on your computer while still making your files easy to access. To do this, hold down the Alt button while dragging your folder. As you see here, I've placed a link to Alex's grades on the desktop, which allows me to open it with one click. Be careful, however, for there is still only one copy of the folder and its contents when you create a link. Everything I've done so far is the same as it is in Windows XP. The first notable change comes in moving folders that have the same name. Let's say, for example, that I have a folder on my desktop called My Folder, and inside was a document called My Document. Now, if I copy a folder that has the same name, but instead contains a file called Your Document, it will ask me if I want to replace the original or merge the two. By clicking Yes, Your Document and My Document will be placed together in the folder called My Folder. Now that we know how to manipulate our folders, let's take a look at how to organize our files. On my desktop, I've created a folder called Stuff, and inside I've placed one folder, one document, one image, and one song. The biggest difference between folders in Windows XP and folders in Windows 7 is the bar at the top. Here we have Organize, Include in Library, Share With, Slideshow, Burn, New Folder, a link to change how items are displayed, and a link to open the preview pane. The Organize button on the far left is essentially a condensed file menu. It allows you to perform simple tasks such as copying or pasting files or accessing the properties of the folder. Next to it, Include in Library allows you to include the folder in an already created library. This will be covered in a later section of the video. The Share With button is used to share this folder on the network. Slideshow button shows all of the photos currently in this folder in a slideshow. The Burn button burns the files and folders to a CD, and New Folder creates a new empty folder. This button changes the ways that files and folders are viewed. By clicking the arrow, we'll be given a list that can be changed using the slider on the left. Finally, on the far right, we have the preview pane. When activated, it allows you to see a preview of the image, song, or even movie before fully opening it. Above the preview pane in view selection, we have a search box. This functions similarly to the one in XP, however it gives you more options. Upon clicking, you will see search filters on the bottom. Let's say, for example, I know the date that my file was modified, the 19th, and I happen to know that is a very small file. This leaves me with only one result. This can also be modified to search for such things as file path, or owner, or tags, or simply the name of the document. Next, we have the address bar. This has two purposes: to show you where you currently are in terms of other folders, and to also allow for quick browsing. Let's say, for example, I wanted to go to my documents. All I have to do is type it in. Once in my documents, we can use the address bar to quickly jump to other folders. Folders listed to the left, in this case Helen.Bush, are folders that are located in the directory above this one. In other words, this folder, my documents, is located in the Helen.Bush folder. By clicking, we can navigate to any other folder listed. By clicking one of the arrows, we open a drop-down list that contains all of the other folders in that particular folder. For example, by clicking on the arrow located to the right of Helen.Bush, we could navigate to Downloads, which, sure enough, is a folder located in Helen.Bush. As you see, there is no folder located to the left of Helen.Bush. This means that it is a root directory.